So something kind of interesting happened the other day. I went to class. I'm in school to become a nurse, and I went to this lab where we're going to practice our practical skills. This was also the first day we were going to be in uniform. I made a mistake, and I showed up in navy blue top scrubs and navy blue bottoms. When I got there, everybody else was in blue bottoms and a white top. This is a very simple mistake. I bought the wrong thing. However, I was absolutely embarrassed. I was mortified. We all got our pictures taken, which made me even more self-conscious about the fact that I was wearing a blue top instead of a white. Now, I covered up for it. Ever since I was a kid, my motto has basically been, nobody can make fun of you if you beat them to the punchline. So I cracked a couple of jokes. Everybody else cracked a couple of jokes. Nothing mean, but my anxiety was triggered really bad, and I felt just horrible and stupid. And for a couple of minutes, I actually entertained the idea of just getting up and walking out, because I was just overcome really bad by this simple incident. Every time I looked around the room, all I saw was everybody in white shirts and looking, realizing just how much I didn't fit in. And what was going through my head was that if I can't even follow a simple set of instructions, then how the hell am I going to cut it as a nurse? The inside part of me, the paranoid part, was convinced that that's what everybody else was thinking too. So it made for a very long 3-hour class. To make matters worse, I was screwing everything up that day. I realized I didn't know how to make a bed, not quite sure how to properly wash my hands, or to do some very, very basic things. And of course, you're not supposed to know everything immediately. That's why you go to school. But the entire day, I just felt stupid and like a failure, and why can't I get these very simple things? This has been a total disaster, and my nerves are just shot. As soon as I was able to get out of the class, I walked out. At this point, nobody's actually said anything mean to me. Nobody's judged me harshly. I'm leaving the classroom and I hear a voice behind me. So I look back, and one of the young women that I go to school with is talking to me. She's very sweet, very quirky and odd and cute, and just an all-around nice person. I let her catch up to me, and I asked her what she said, and she said, I thought I would feel better after the first lab, but my anxiety is through the roof right now. And I said, well, why? And she's like, well, my cleavage wasn't covered correctly, so I screwed that up, and I couldn't make the beds, and I couldn't do this, and I couldn't remember the procedure to do this, and I was doing this. And she's just listing off 1,000 reasons why she's a horrible person. And I said, you're gonna be fine. And she's like, how can you tell? And I said, because you have a smart, sweet, funny, and intelligent personality. You've got that down. Everything else is just procedure. It's just the step-by-step stuff. And she said, but you don't know me. I said, we've had a 3-minute conversation before, so I've got a pretty good feel for you. And I explained how for almost 15 years I worked retail. And in almost every company I worked for, I worked some form of management, and I was oftentimes included in the hiring process. I explained that there's a saying in retail, especially when you're hiring, where it's hire the smile and teach the rest. And I explained to her that she's got the smile, the steps, she'll get them. And she stopped, and the expression was half confusion and half startling realization, I guess. But she stopped and she just said, thank you. And in a 1.5-minute conversation, I was able to speak to somebody who was spiraling through a problem of confidence, of self-esteem, a problem with their anxiety, and I was able to reframe everything to keep it contextually correct. And in a 1.5 minutes, I was able to do that for her, but in 3 hours, I wasn't able to do that for myself. And it made me realize we are way too hard on ourselves. We expect far too much. We understand when other people don't get things correct. We understand when not everybody is perfect right out the gate. And we are always supportive of, don't worry, you'll get it. It just takes time. And the other person says, you're right, I'll be okay. Why can't we do that for ourselves? We all kind of try to live by the golden rule. Why can't we treat ourselves as good as we treat other people? Why can't we treat ourselves the way we would like others to treat us? There's absolutely no reason that we should be as harsh with ourselves as we are. If you make a mistake, own up to it and double your efforts to correct it and never make the mistake again. That's all that can be expected of anyone. I called myself in my own head some very horrible things that day. And I'm not sure why. She needed help, and I gave it to her, almost as an afterthought. I try to be a supportive person of other people, and just on instinct, I knew exactly what to tell her, and I didn't know to tell me that. So all in all, it was a pretty damn good day. And I've got something to redouble my efforts on. So, you're gonna make mistakes. And that's how you learn. Try to be easy on yourself. Have a great day.